some of you are asking. Who is this black blob in the background? It's Gracie! Hi, Gracie. Hi, Gracie. Oh, she just is she's such a cozy dog. She just wants to lay and cuddle all day long. She's basically me, but in dog form. Aren't you, Gracie? Yes. Hi, thanks for watching. My name's Keita. And if you're new here, you would already know that if you are not new here. But if you are new here, welcome. Thank you for watching and subscribing if you're new. I just wanted to share this video with you because recently I've done a couple of art shows that have been almost like back to back. I just wanted to share a few tips on like what I've learned through the process. So hopefully that will be helpful to you. So just to be clear, this is for like art shows that are not like super high caliber gallery shows. This is more like art shows in like local coffee shops. I did one in a library, that kind of thing. I've done a couple of those. It's not really a craft fair tip vlog video situation because craft fair is a whole next level. That is a lot of prep to do that. So that's like a whole other video. I would gladly do a video on that, but let me know if you think that would be a good idea. It's not this one. This one is about small scale art shows. You might hear some small children yelling and playing and hopefully not fighting while we're talking because I pretty much just like ran away into this corner to try and film this for you. I'm going to insert some footage from when I was going through the process of prepping for this latest art show that I did. So I'll put that here. Okay, so I'm just framing up some of these originals for the library show that I'm doing in Pemberton. So I'm just closing up the back here and I'm nearly ready to go. I've got most of the art framed. I'm ready to go. I hope I haven't put this upside down. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, good. So that's that one. And I didn't have any black backing. It was white, but it was a different white to this one. And I don't really mind as much on some of the animal print ones that I'll be showing, but for these ones I just felt like needed a bit more drama. So I did an experiment and I painted with acrylic paint the backing that came in the frame, and it worked because I used the absorbent side rather than the shiny side on it. So that was good. It actually looks pretty good. Like I won't be able to tell the difference. So yeah, we're taking those soon. Good morning. I'm about 5 minutes late actually, so I better get a rush. I've been rushing around all morning trying to get ready for this show in the local library, so I better get going. thought I'd show you the Destructathon after having 2 shows back to back. And I just have this small, like, temporary working space at the moment, so it looks quite the mess. So hopefully now you'll see a nice transformation. And here's what it looks like. Now it's magically being cleaned overnight. So it's not perfect, but it's a lot more organised than it was. So as you can see, it wasn't like a big fancy event or anything. It was just at the local library. But as far as I see it, I'd much rather that my art was like getting out there and seen by people and in the community rather than sat. I think it's just better than it being sat in a box at home. You know, people can see it that way. That's kind of nice. So on to what I learned. The first thing that I learned, which was just, I think part of me being in the new energy of like moving to a new place, I was like, what am I going to do? Everything's new. So I just asked, and I asked in, I'd say like 4 places. So I asked coffee shops and the libraries, and then I'd recommend contacting like your local arts council. Because there was 2 kind of events that were going on there. I couldn't do all of them, but I did, of all the places that I like reached out and asked, like, can I do this? Then 2 of them got back to me, and then I got a lead on for the next one. So it doesn't hurt to ask. Don't be afraid to ask, because this is how like, I'm kind of coaching myself in a way, retrospectively. If you don't see yourself as an artist and put your art out there as if you are an artist, then nobody else is going to see you that way, and nobody's going to buy your work, which then in turn means you can't be a professional artist, you know? You got to be it and live it. I guess it goes along with that kind of philosophy, kind of. So the second tip is around communicating. So I find it's really important to go and talk to the people that are organising it, or the contact that you've now made from reaching out. Talk to them about like what the space is like. If it's an unconventional space, especially like a coffee shop, or I just did this recent one in a library. And the other one before that was in a golf course, the one that I did recently. They're not your usual gallery spaces. So it's not manicured and perfected for showing your masterpieces. So you've kind of got to think about how your art's going to look in the space, what pieces you want to choose to put in, and how you want to lay them out. For myself, as I talked in the last video, I have a few different kind of styles going on, so I wanted to try and group the different things together. So I put like animals together, portraits together, thinking about the layout of like the colours on each piece and how that speaks to each other, just so it looks nice and cohesive. Oh yeah, what? Sorry. I had a brain fart then. If you can visit the space and take some pictures of like where you're going to put your art, if you have the ability to do that before you go in, then that would be really great. I found that really helpful. I didn't get to do that with the golf course one, but I have done it before, and I did it at the library. So then I had kind of an idea of how I would lay the things out when I'm like sat at home on my own, rather than just like having a few minutes in the space. I can like go away and digest it. So it's really helpful to have like pictures, or like taking a quick video of the space. Yeah, just anything as well that you can do to like finish your pieces. Like, will your pieces look good on the wall, or are they like still in like, they are a piece of paper in a drawer, so they won't look good if you just like sellotape them to the wall. But would they look nicer if they were framed? Or do you want to like there's ways you can attach them to like wooden canvases, or if it's canvas work, how are you gonna make sure that the edges all look nice? And there's loads of ways that you can do that, but it's worth just considering that before the time comes that you go in. So that's like, yeah, that's kind of around communication and organizing yourself too. So my next tip would be about tools, really, tools and things that you'll need to bring with you. Just to make sure that you have like a smooth process. This is where it differs from craft fairs. Up to this point, that could all still pertain to like if you're doing craft fair stuff, but this is a much more like simplified version. The tools to bring: so regular tape or white tack, an artist statement, with, or like a bio, just a little blurb about you, but then also adding your contact information on the bottom, so anybody that looks around can also figure out where they can like see you. Again, if they see something that they like, maybe they'd prefer it in a print or something like that, or contact you for a commission, then there's somewhere for them to go to do that. I'd also say business cards fall into that. Sometimes you can attach them to the wall. You can get these little holders that you can attach them to the wall. If not, maybe you can give it to someone that works there and just say, hey, if anybody asks, then could you hand them one of these, and just give them like a tiny stack of them. And then it also gives you a nice reason to like go in and check and see if they need any more business cards, and it gives you an idea of like the response that's happening around your art in that space too. And then you also need info cards, like the little cards that go next to your piece as well. So the things that you'll need to include on those are the title, the medium that you painted it in, and the size of the piece. I like to include a little description. You don't always have to include that, but I think it's nice sometimes to like maybe just add a little something about like what inspired you to create the piece. And sorry if there's like kid noises going on in the background, they're just playing. And yeah, the price, of course, the price, so that has to be like clearly visible as well. And my final tip would be to just keep in mind when you are figuring out how you're attaching things to the wall to make sure you have the right equipment for that. So there's a lot of places that have, this is more recent actually, I've seen, maybe it's an older thing, but I've only ever seen it in more recent spaces that are kind of unconventional spaces, where they have a chain that runs across the wall, and then chains and those S hooks that you hook into them. That's what I had at this most recent library one. A lot of places you might do shows that are unconventional. They might not want you to make any marks on the wall. So for that, I'd suggest using the 3M picture hangers that have adhesive on them, and you kind of set them up. And somebody told me about them just before I did a recent show, and I thought it was a great idea. I didn't actually end up using them myself, but I think they're such a great idea, because there are a lot of times where they're like, oh, come do an art show, but don't hang anything on the wall. And you feel like, what? I gotta hang something on the wall. But it's a really good workaround. And there's a lot of artists that really swear by them when I did my research on that. So that's a good one. And other than that, there's always good old hammer and nails if they're not too bothered about you hammering into the wall. So it depends on what you're researching in the beginning, shows you like how you're going to do that. So if you need extra chains or hooks, or if you need to bring a hammer and nails with you, then it's just good to know and to be prepared of how you're going to hang things up on the wall. So I hope that helps you to feel that you can be a bit more prepared for your next art show. And yeah, I just wanted to share that while it's like still fresh in my brain. I might end up rewatching this myself, because every time I have to like go back and write a new list. So hopefully it'll help me for next time as well as you. I also just wanted to update you guys on what's kind of going on with me recently. Back in December, I filmed my first vlog, and that was kind of documenting us. I was doing a different show then, and I think I was in that same vlog. I was doing a show and we were moving house, so I was like packing boxes and everything, and that was back in December, and we're still not in our proper space yet. So I'm doing loads of renovations on that. It's kind of slow going, but getting there slowly, and it'll be so nice when it's done, because I'm really excited about this. I'm gonna have my own proper studio space. I feel like my eyes are starting to water, which happens when I get really excited. Does anybody else have that? But yeah, I'm so excited about it, and I just thought it might be fun to share as well, like the before and after, and like me figuring out how I'm gonna lay out like a studio space, like a studio tour, but like putting it together. So let me know in the comments if you think that would be something that you'd like to see. And thanks again so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, watching, all those things. It honestly, it really means the world to me. It honestly does. I really, really appreciate if you've watched to the end of this video, and if you watch any of the videos, I'm really enjoying making them. I've not been doing it for that long, but it's really fun, and it's really nice to get to know some of you as well. So I'll see you next time, lovelies. Bye. What do you think, guys?
Good.
Like walking in the woods?
Yeah.
Yeah?